I'm so busted. Nate says Mom looked like she wanted to kill me on the ride home last night, but I'm still alive, so it was worth it. What a night. Went to my first high school football game. We got there really early because Nate wanted to sit right in front of the cheerleaders. We could see their nipples all perked up in the cold air. We bought some 7-Ups at the snack stand, and then Nate took out this bottle of vodka from his jacket pocket. He said he swiped it from his mom. At first, I felt like my mouth was on fire, but after a few sips, I sort of got used to it. Gina sat right next to me. First, she came up behind me and covered my eyes. As soon as she said, "Guess who?" in her sweet high voice, I knew it was her. I said, "Principal Craterface?" And Gina cracked up. When she laughed, her boobs moved up and down against my back. I think it was her boobs. I'm pretty sure I felt them. She was dressed all cute, in this tight little furry sweater that didn't even go to her waist. And she had noisy bracelets all over her arm. She smelled like an orange grove. Either she'd just eaten a lot of citrus fruit, or she had on really strong perfume. She was with Heather Kavass, a total babe who looks like Reese Witherspoon, minus the chin. Heather's like, "Don't they call you Storky?" Which nearly ruined my night until Nate said, "He's Mike to us friends." And she goes, "Okay, Mike." Nate gave a cup to Gina. She took a gulp and said, "Ooh, vodka and 7. Like she's been drinking these things for years. I couldn't believe it was Gina. Sydney Holland from Spanish class and another girl, Miranda something, sat behind us. Miranda whispered that we were lowlifes and tried to get Sydney to move away from us. I like being called lowlife, especially compared to Storky. I like Sydney, too. She's still the only 10th grader who ever said hello to me. And she's got those great breasts. Unfortunately, when Nate offered them a swig of vodka, they changed seats. Nate and the girls downed the stuff. I didn't want to look like a wuss, so I drank some too. It put me in a daze. I felt good, real happy, but like a silent, slow motion happy. I probably had this stupid grin across my face all night, like those people who get picked to come on down on The Price is Right. Hunk sat on the bench the whole first half of the game. Gina goes, "I'm cold." And like a moron, I gave her this little pat on the shoulder. Then Nate takes off his jacket and passes it over me to her. I wish I'd thought of that. I asked Heather if she wanted to wear my jacket, but she didn't. Besides the jacket thing, I was thinking it was about the greatest night of my life. Hanging with Nate, staring at cheerleaders bouncing around right in front of me, sitting next to Gina, who was all pink and giggly from the booze. Things went downhill after halftime. Hunk ran onto the field, and Gina started jumping like crazy. Her bracelets clanged against each other, making a racket. Very first play, the quarterback throws the ball into Hunk's giant monster hands, and he runs with it 40 yards. Gina gave me a headache from screaming so much, and then the girls and Nate started chanting, "Hunk! Hunk! Hunk!" And everyone around us yelled it too. I just sat slumped in my seat, with a jackhammer going off in my head and a blender in my stomach. Hunk's run turned into the team's only touchdown. It didn't really help, since we lost 27-6. But it still made Hunk the big star of our lame team. Gina tossed Nate his jacket and ran toward the field as soon as the game ended, with Heather following after her. Nate goes, "I'm in love." And I said, "Gina's mine." She wasn't. She isn't. She never was. But a drunk guy can dream, right? Then Nate said, "I mean Heather. She's hot." And I nodded, which powered up the jackhammer inside my head. I kept stumbling as I made my way out of the bleachers. I fell once, onto what looked like 2 irate state wrestling champions, or maybe 1 national champ. Everything was blurry. I think the only reason I didn't get killed is because Nate told them, I was about to blow chow. I owe him big. The setting for my stomach blender had sped up to pulverize, and the bathroom was like 100 people away. So I lurched through the parking lot to the nearest trash can and puked my guts out. Nate caught up with me, laughed, and called me a lightweight. About 30 seconds after that, Sydney Holland appeared. She threw an empty Raisinets box into the trash can, then pinched her nostrils shut and waved off the stench. "That's disgusting," I said. "Who did that?" She either glared at me or winked at me. I was too blotto to tell, before walking away. I hope it was a wink. If Sydney Holland knew I Ralphed, she'd definitely think I was a lowlife.